You know, if you people from Alabama are going to move up here in your new fancy trailers, the least you could do is call first.
What the hell are you two doing?
And as far as myself, I was just, I believe I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that's what I kept pushing myself to believe.
Good Sunday morning, everyone. Well, by the time you're seeing this, it'll be Sunday afternoon, unless you're watching this in Mongolia, in which case I really have no idea what freaking time of the day it is. So, how about that Newt Gingrich big win in South Carolina? Holy cow, do you guys realize that should Obama not be re-elected, our next president's name could be either Newt or Mitt? Dun, 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 dun. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Newt.
55-48, Stokes with the 2 free throws. Goes out of the game and the crowd giving him a standing ovation. Under a minute to go, UConn with the ball, down 55-48. And they had no place else to go. Yeah, they just got some racing shots.
All right, let's go. Play a little D.
Tennessee's got to play defense without fouling. They cannot stop. You got to figure one of those two guys are going to launch. 2.7 to go. Olander trying to get it in bounds. Throws it to Napier at midcourt. Napier turns, launches from midcourt. No good. And the Tennessee Volunteers have knocked off the UConn Huskies. Tennessee beats UConn today at Thompson Bowling Arena in front of a sellout crowd, 60-57.
What is a good free throw percentage, in your opinion, for a team to make? For me, you know, I grew up, my dad was a phenomenal free throw shooter. He was a phenomenal basketball player and track athlete. In a much different era for my dad, the basketball goal was still 10 feet high and the free throw line was still, whatever it is, 15 feet away, I think, something like that. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But in his day, that man shot 90% from the free throw line. And at 67, 68 years old right now, with all kinds of shit wrong with him, not having touched a basketball in probably God knows how many years, I guarantee you my dad could still go out on a rickety-ass goal and make 50% of his free throws without warming up. I guarantee you. So, for me, I think someone playing basketball at the collegiate or higher level, these players should be able to make at least 80% of their free throws. If Tennessee makes 70% of their free throws today instead of 47 or whatever it was, they were 10 of 21, I believe, he said, this game's over, like Bob and Bert said a long time ago. You know, if you people from Alabama are going to move up here in your new fancy trailers, the least you could do is call first. Let us know you're coming. College football loses a legend today. So Joe Pa passes away today at the age of 85, and I'm hearing on the radio kind of the same thing that I thought last night when I first read the report that he had died, which was false. But the first thing I thought of was Bear Bryant. Now, you younger fans may have heard the story, but you won't remember when Bear Bryant died back in, God, I forgot the year. I want to say 86. Yeah, it was 86. He died on January 26th of 1986, and the reason I remember that is because my birthday is January 24th, and I remember him saying something along the lines, if he ever retired, he probably would die pretty soon, and he did. And Joe Pa used to always say one of the reasons he didn't want to retire is because he didn't want to be like Bear Bryant. Couple of short things here real quick. Saw Drunk's video a little while ago about JD being nominated for Trasher of the Year. What's the problem, Drunk? I can't think of anybody trashier than JD. Also, saw Psychopath's video last night about the bitching and whining that's going on, and it seems we have this every year when it comes to the TTC Awards. Folks, it's really quite simple. It's a fun-loving, non-realistic YouTube, fictitious, if you want to call it, awards ceremony. What's the big deal? Who gives a shit? Some of these whiny-ass people on here amaze me. I was asked to host the TTC Awards this year, and I have graciously declined. Mainly for personal reasons, but also because of that very reason. I didn't want to hear a bunch of people whining about me hosting the fucking TTC Awards. My suggestion maybe to some of the TTC Awards panelists, whoever they are, I don't even know who's on the quote committee this year. How about a multiple host format? Just a suggestion. I want to add one more thing about Joe Paterno real quick. I got home and saw like 5 videos in my inbox about Joe Paterno dying, and of course it's the soup of the day, if you will, on YouTube and anywhere really. And of course it's obvious that Joe Paterno is a legend, one of the greatest college football coaches of all time, but I contend that there are at least 3 or 4 coaches that were better than Joe Paterno. General Neyland, I think, especially given his time. I'm not going to Google how many Paterno won, but I think it was 2. May have been 1. I'm not even sure. So somebody tell me in the comments how many titles he won. Bear Bryant, in my opinion, a far greater coach than Joe Paterno. Won multiple national championships in a lot fewer years. Barry Switzer at Oklahoma. You're welcome, Onikuno. Tom Osborne at Nebraska. Bobby Bowden. There's 5 guys right there for you, I think, personally, that were better than Joe Paterno. And this has nothing to do with the scandal. I think, obviously, it's not a good thing. It's a sad thing that Joe Paterno has died. But, guys, let's not overreact about this. The man was 85 years old. I'm just a little over half of that right now at 45. And for a man to live 85 years, it should not be shocking to anyone when he passes away, especially having lung cancer. I know there's all this stuff that just happened and all that, and Joe Paterno is a beloved figure, and he has my utmost respect. What he did was amazing. But it just seems to me like people are reacting to this like it was a young athlete that died in the prime of his youth. Oh, shocking that Joe Paterno passed away. No, it's not shocking, folks. The man was knocking on the door of 9 decades. So, condolences again to everybody in the Paterno family and, of course, the whole Penn State family. Some discussion last night between me and Rondo about Tennessee making it to the NCAA tournament this year. My contention is that we're going to have to do a lot of things to get into the NCAA tournament. I think, at the very least, we need to finish the SEC 10-6 to make it in, and that's a stretch.
Or, of course, just win the tournament. Forget when the last time we won the tournament was. I don't know, maybe we won it back in the 70s. I can't remember. Anyway, that's it. Go Vols. Go Cardinals. Have a good one.